Okay, so this is a 2-year video review on the wash machine and dryer. The washer is the Cu.ft A6DSW, which I got on sale from, I think it was MSRP'd at over $1,000. It was like $1,200 or $1,400. I got it for $7.49 at Home Depot on December. Actually, it wasn't December. According to this, it was 11/13, so it's past the 2-year mark on the wash machine. It was the dryer that was purchased, because I didn't purchase them at the same time. Hold on. Yeah, I purchased the dryer on February 27th, so 2 months later, but basically the same thing. It was just the way it worked out, because one died and the other one died, and we wanted a matching set, so that's how it worked. Okay, the wash machine still working, and despite everything I said about the Aquajet feature, it's still actually working. And I'm going to do a full load of laundry. I can't do the rinse cycle as a whole because the foam that I'm using will not, you can't hold that. Tragically, the other camera that I did use passed away after I used it in the swimming pool. It just decided that it was no longer going to work, so I can't do that underwater thing that I was going to do that I did with the old ones and I did with the Kenmore. Can't do that anymore. But here are both receipts. I'll post an image of them, I guess, in the video or in the description link. So far, so good. No errors. Actually, this thing up here is the dryer piece. And it wasn't supposed to come with the dryer, but I thought it did, so I called them and they actually sent it out for free. So, what do you say? Samsung, it's great. Okay, so I'm going to start it now. Okay, so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to trick the system to believe that the door is locked because it's featured one of those pushback locks, and I guess I'll show you how to do that, even though I don't recommend you doing it. You turn it on by pushing the power button. Rest the magnet on this lip here, but it's got to be pretty much dead center. And I'm going to simultaneously, now I'm just going to push the start button once, and it's going to supposedly push the lock out, but it didn't because the key's not right. Okay, when it does this, just readjust the lock, the magnet, till it, and keep pushing the start button until the lock is released. Takes a second. It never works on the first shot. Okay. Hold on. That DS means the door is not shut. But we're going to change that. Okay, now you have to push it back in 1/4 inch. Otherwise it won't recognize that it's locked. But I have to pause it for a second because I just forgot to put in the soap. Okay. Okay, so once the detergent drawer is pulled out, you just pour in whatever detergent. That blue cup is supposed to be removed if you're using powder, but I have bad experience with powder, so I'm using the green Gain. So, now that that's pushed back in, I'm changing the cycle to colors darks because that's what kind of clothing I'm using. And it's going to automatically set it with the fuzzy logic. I'm not changing any of that. So I'm just going to push start and hope this magnet's reattached. Okay, now push the magnet back in. There. Now it's doing the load sensing with the time displayed on the clock there. Okay, now if it was a lighter load, it would have sprayed water out of this attachment there at the top. I guess somehow to give it a better sensing, especially if it's light fabric. But specifically these Sturdy Fast jeans are heavy along with the other cotton because I don't use polyester. It weighs heavier, so it's automatically going to start filling with water because it's automatically detected that it's a heavy load. It'll circle like this until it's almost full, then it'll stop and sort of load sense again, but ultimately it'll stop and try to agitate slightly. But don't worry if it does something like that, because it's not going to affect the motor, because it's a brushless digital inverter. There's no friction. It's magnetism. Alright, now it's rotating, and all this is doing is making sure the load is balanced. It'll do this a few times during the wash cycle. More depending on which cycle you have it on. While it's spinning at, whatever RPM, this machine won't let you view the RPM. I don't know what the RPM is, but the machine itself is extremely calm, not shaking, not doing anything. You wouldn't barely even know it's open because this is a laminated glass. Close call. Because it is laminated glass, so you really don't even hear it operating. Now the Aquajet will come on and off, depending upon the cycle, but I can have Aquajet Deep Clean turned on, which puts about 2 inches more of water. It's just adding more water after the load sense. It'll put a little bit more water in if the Deep Clean feature's on, and then the Aquajet will stay on a significant amount of time longer. Not a feature I really use that often, but I guess some people do. Okay, so there you have it. That's pretty much all I can show in this video because, like I said, my memory is limited, so I have to download one set into the computer, then come back and redo it. And I'll also post a video later about the amazing performance of the matching dryer. Thanks for watching.